Hi, welcome to, which class am I doing here? I am doing NET 125-95 Introduction to Networks. So this video is going to be a short video, give or take, as far as welcoming you to the world of networking and this class, so how we're going to run the class, the syllabus, expectations I have from you, expectations you can have from me. To make this a successful class for both of us. So my name is Mark Howell. I am an adjunct professor, and so I do not have an office on campus, but right now, if you need help, send me an email. If we need to set up ways of doing a video conference, we can set that up a couple of different ways. So we'll just kind of, when you contact me, we'll find the best way of communicating to get your answers as quickly as possible. I'm giving you my email is mhowell@malin.edu. My cell number is listed there, but try to use that as your last resort. And even if you do use it, I would send a text and then mention who you are, so at least I can be responding to those texts. But I'd prefer to have communications via email. That way, if I happen to not have my phone or be not around, I don't miss. At least we got a record of the communication attempt. Um, the syllabus, which I'll open up here, to get a copy of it, you just pretty much click the file link here, and hopefully it'll do what I need it to do. And come up here, and it comes up as Introduction to Networks, NET 125. It's a totally internet-based class, so all the textbook, the labs, exams will all be done in MindTap. So one of the steps a little bit later after the syllabus here is making sure your book is you are connected to the correct textbook, and that when I look at both MindTap grading and the grades inside of Moodle, you're listed in both, so that your exams and tests and stuff can flow between the two. So the one that I'm using is CompTIA 9th edition. It's a Network Plus. So this book is vendor neutral. It isn't Cisco based. It isn't any other manufacturer based. It's try to keep it as vendor neutral. But it also gives you all the material required for the Net Plus certification exam, if that's something you so choose to do. And as the class goes on, if that's something you want to do and we need to go deeper into something or a little bit more practice on exercises, let me know, and we can set something up that. I got an office location. You got my email, you've got my phone number. Try to use it as much as possible. Like I said, I prefer to use communication via email, so that way we can keep a record of it. This course deals with the architecture, structure, functions, components, pretty much everything that requires the internet and intra networks to work. Basically, how do we get multiple computers to talk to each other, and what does it take to make that happen? It'll be IP addressing schemes, it'll be Ethernet concepts, it'll be how to internet media and operations. So hopefully when we're done with this, you'll be able to build simple LAMs, perform some basic configurations on routers and switches, and basically design your own addressing scheme. No prereqs, so we'll try to keep this as basic as possible, at least as far as getting you up to speed on that core, because I know you hear some of that information sounds pretty complicated, but basically, as long as you can understand some basic arithmetic, you should be fine. hopefully the learning outcomes here, you can understand basic building blocks to build a modern network, both hardware, the design, the layout, the topology, how they're connected, and which protocols, which rules are used to have different things communicate with each other. Basically also to look at some of the contemporary networking things, TCP/IP, Ethernet, wireless, virtual networks, cloud computing, things of that nature, all of those major topics that you probably heard those terms mentioned in other venues or on the internet or on the news, things like that. So those are types of things we're going to cover. Now, of course, any class that we're taking, you're taking them for a reason. You're here to develop yourself, broaden, to strengthen your knowledge, your skills, so that you can be successful in a career that you want. And if it's in IT or networking, I'll be more than willing to help make sure that this class meets your needs for a successful career. Some core competency, every class that you take at Malin is looking to demonstrate, to build your oral and written communications, your critical thinking, and your problem solving skills, because in IT, those are probably the two biggest things that you're going to need to be able to work with. How to work with a team, because believe me, in all my years, 30 some odd years in industry, it definitely, you're always working with people. You're always part of a team. I can't think of one project I was on that I was the only person on it. So you need to work with people and understand people and how to work with them. Now, how the class, I'll evaluate it. There's going to be several labs. I left hands-on in there because MindTap has has two different types of interactive tools. And if for some reason we find that they're not quite functioning the way we'd like, I may switch to some more hands-on, and then we'll figure out how to play that as time goes on. There'll be a module exam for each module. You'll have a midterm, which will cover the first half of the class, and then a final, which will cover the entire class. So just keep in mind, you've got several opportunities to do that. The makeup of those grades, the labs and exams will be the lion's share. Midterm and final, I left those relatively small only because I don't want the fear of a large exam to scare you. So if you do well on the labs and the chapter exams, the midterm and final won't hurt you as bad if you're one of these people that are afraid of taking tests. The grading scale is going to be the Maitland grading scale, pretty much 90, 80, 70. But in this class, you're probably going to be in the 90s, so A's are good. Academic integrity, no cheating, folks. The only person you're cheating is yourself, because when you get to an interview, if you don't know the material, you won't get the job. So my job is to make sure that you individually have the skills to be successful at an interview and on the job. You got a link for the student handbook, the student code of conduct. Attendance pretty much means I do expect you to attend classes. Now, how is attendance going to be graded? You're going to have enough activity during the week that each week it's you doing an assignment that counts as your attendance. So I'm going to be looking at, did you do something each and every week to mark the attendance? If you miss 2 weeks in a row, I can drop you from the class. Malin is a non-discrimination environment, so we don't condone or practice discrimination based on anything, whether it's race, color, sex, veteran status, and everything in between. If there's anything I'm doing or saying that you feel offended, please let me know. I'm not trying to do it deliberately, but sometimes I make mistakes. If you have a question or a concern on some of the laws or regulations, you can contact the people listed here in the syllabus. Um, Americans with a Disability Act, again, I will try to post only material that people with disabilities can use. If for some reason you're having trouble with some of the materials being presented, let me know. We'll find ways of either lengthening the time for exams or tests, or different method of delivering that material to you. Some of the key dates as far as withdrawing from the class, which I hope you don't want to do, is your last date to drop or add a class is August 26th. If you to withdraw from the class with a grade of W, you've got to do it by November 12th. Of course, if I withdraw you, if you miss 2 consecutive weeks, then I can drop you and you can't re-enroll. And you may, if you're on some kind of financial aid, may have to pay that back. So you want to make that decision as what you decide not, if you decide not to do some work for a couple of weeks, just keep that all in mind. Inclement weather. And I think the only inclement weather that should bother this class is if the internet totally goes down for long periods of time. In all the years I've been doing this, I don't think that's been an issue, even during some of the heavy winter storms. Oh, you're going to North Carolina? Well, you don't know where I'm located, do you? But just keep in mind, if something comes up that we can't get access, there are different ways of the Maitland website, text alerts, and Regroup will notify you. Tentative outline, how I'm going to present the classes. When you got for the first week or so, it's getting you started with getting the MindTap textbook, LinkedIn, completing the entry exercise. Those 2 things probably are the first key things you want to do in that Start Here section. Then starting on the 19th, so I give you a couple days to work on those 2. And the 19th, we start with Module 1. Now, Module 1, I've given you, all the assignments will start on Mondays of each week. And the due date will be the following Wednesday. So in this case, when you see August 28th, if I check my calendar right, the 28th is a Wednesday. So you'll have from the 19th to the 28th, so about 11 days to complete, or 9 days, I guess that is, to complete all the activities in a module. Now, there are some, with the holidays and stuff, I've added an extra week. So even give me an extra week on extra for the midterm, but so I've added those, and you can see those dates in there. But there are 12 modules, 16 weeks, so it's going to be a tight schedule, but I think we can do that. You are going to be required. It does going to take some investment on your time. You want to make sure you check the completion dates. I'll make sure they're posted in Moodle. But you're going to get them posted in Moodle. I'll post an announcement each week showing you what things are due. When you get into MindTap, each assignment's going to have a due date. So you're going to have 3 or 4 ways of knowing when things are due. So I would pay attention to those, because I don't do late work, won't do makeup work. You're expected to do your own work. Yeah, you can work together as a team if you happen to have some other students that are in the same class, but it's still, when it comes to an assignment, it is your skills and talents and stuff, and not a team effort. Let's see, anything else there? Granted, if for some reason I detect you're violating some academic honesty or integrity, first offense, you'll just get a 0 for the assignment. The second offense, you'll be dropped for the class with a failing grade, not with a W, but with an F. So you want to make sure also that because a lot of this work is graded in Moodle or in MindTap, if for some reason you don't see a grade, the same grade in MindTap you see in Moodle, let me know so that I can rectify what communication problem it is. Because one thing I want to do is make sure you're successful in this class. I want to make sure that everything in this class helps you succeed. Now, in one thing I've got you worry about here is how are we going to communicate it? I'm a remote instructor. Send me an email. I will respond to email within 24 hours. I'll post the grades as quickly as I can, if making sure all that stuff. So you're always aware of what, where your status is in the class. So you've got some responsibilities. I've got some responsibilities. I'm going to have videos like this for each chapter. They may not be as long as this. The last thing I'm going to do is read PowerPoint slides to you, but I will point out areas that are a little tricky and things you want to pay attention to. Some of the stuff is just straight memorization and you reading it, taking notes, going over it and over again is going to be a good thing for you. I'll show you a few other things that I'll put in a class in the material for you that may help you master some of the skills we're going to do. No late work or makeup work. I'm giving you 9 days or so, Monday to the following Wednesday. Should be more than enough time to handle any life emergencies. That's if you don't wait till Tuesday night before the assignment's due to start it. Because some of these labs online may all of a sudden take you an hour. If it takes you an hour and you only got 20 minutes before it's due, you see the problem. So just look at things early, investigate things early, make sure you understand what's due, and I'll try to give you a heads up on long-term, larger assignments versus smaller. If for some reason an emergency pops up, you have to let me know. 24 hours or more. That way, if I know, then we can make other arrangements. But don't wait till the day something is due. Don't wait till Wednesday at 5 in the evening to say, oops, I got an emergency. I mean, sorry. That may not fly, but we'll see. I'm not going to drop any grades. I'm not going to give any additional makeup work. So all of that is hopefully understandable as far as the syllabus is concerned. Now, our normal week is I'm going to post new assignments. It says Sunday nights, but I think it's Monday. I hope it's midnight. And if I did it right, it'll be either Monday, very late Sunday, or very early Monday. I'll make sure the due dates are posted in Moodle, usually due the week after they've been assigned, the Wednesday after they've been assigned. A week later. I know it's confusing, but 9 days later. No makeup, no late, no extra credit. What I need you to do this week is, one, hopefully watch this video. Second is complete the course entry quiz. That'll give you access. It's a simple 3 true-false questions. Connect to the textbook, which we'll go over shortly, and just review some of the resources you have. And of course, start looking at Module 1 exams and stuff like that. So here's the entry quiz. I've already taken it. I passed it. So, hey, if I can do it, you can do it. Connecting to Cengage MindTap. Here is a document. If you already have a MindTap, Cengage MindTap login, you can pretty much log in and make sure you connect to my class. Make sure it's my name with NET-125-95, or maybe just 95, Introduction to Networks, fall of 24. If that's the case, this file here, bring that up, and it's got a link there that you can use to register to link to this class. And then pretty much if you don't have a lot, that link will say if you don't have an Cengage account, you create one. If you have to create an account, I'd use your student email, and I'd use the same password that you use to get into anything within Malin. That way, at least your password is consistent and it shouldn't be confusing, because I really can't help you, get into your account. One of the things that I found in dealing with Cengage, if you want to understand more how to get through a MindTap class or troubleshooting, they got a couple of good websites. But what I found is you can call them, their 1-800 number, or getting to the Cengage, once you log into Cengage and hit their help. Their chat people are great. They're interacting people. If you need to talk to them in person, both are excellent. And I've used them for years and have had no problems. Let's see, close that. Let me go back. So we've got through all of this. Now, once you've taken the syllabus quiz, the course entry quiz, you should see access to Module 1. Everything else you'll see conditional. Those are all set up that you're only going to see one module a week. And when you click on that module, what I usually do is put what to expect this week. And in that, you'll see basically 3 different sections in each module. One is an information section, which allows you either additional reading material or links that give you additional points of view, not just mine, not just the textbooks, authors, but other tech, experts in the field, so that you can just kind of get a well-rounded picture from where, on the topic. There'll be links to assignments. Most labs will be completed in Cengage. If for some reason we're having trouble with a lab, we may switch to a hands-on, but we'll play that by ear as things go on. And you'll have a section called exams. So those are the 3 major sections you'll see in each module. I'll tell you what the learning objectives are for the chapter or for the module. And so at least you understand on a high level what to be expected. Here's an example of different links of things that I think may be beneficial to help you understand if for some reason the textbook's just not hitting it for you. If you're talking, let's say, the 7 layers of the OSI model, the book is still so confusing, watch the video. Do a Google search on those topics and get more information. I won't be testing you on the information on these links. They're just there for your information. The same thing with basic videos. I'll post some of those. So some people that are more visual, you may like to see a few visuals to help you understand some of the information. I'll also give you a link to the reading, so the chapter online. That way you can be... Now your assignments, like I said, here we're starting... When did I start? I think I started this chapter... It says the 19th. I probably set this one up to be able to start... You can start the material on the 15th if you're ahead of the game. If not, let me know. But you've got a link to the different labs. Now, you've got, I got, yeah, 4 labs, 5 labs in this one. In this lab, you've got 2 that are simulation labs, and those I've found over time work very well. The virtual machine labs, which are interesting and great, but I've found them a little spotty sometimes. I'm going to assign some, but if for some reason they start falling apart or not working the way I want, we may change to something different. But all these links, you pretty much go to this link, it'll hit you, go right to the exercise, and then you've got the exam. Exam is normally going to be 20 questions. It will be timed, but you get 2 attempts. And with the 2 attempts, I'll take your highest score. So hopefully this gives you an idea what to expect. I'll post a video as far as the lecture type material here in Module 1 here a little bit later, but this should give you an idea of what to expect this semester. I look forward to helping you be successful this semester, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.